Hello, I'm Mud Morganfield, and you're listening to Talking Blues.
Do you consider yourself a bass player?
That's a good question. Oh, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, man. Especially when I'm writing, I consider myself a bass player, but on stage, I'm just really tuned to what I wrote. You know what I mean? More so than just playing anybody's material. If you know what I'm talking about.
But this is an instrument that you can play on
Oh,
stage.
well, I do. My music, my songs, I write them, sure. Yeah, I could play on stage and sing at the same time.
Let's go back a little ways. Tell me about your connection to music as you were growing up. How did that start?
That started the day I was conceived, Marco. I came here in the blues. I was born in the blues. Believe me, if you ever know anybody that ever was born in the blues, it was me. As a toddler, I couldn't go to sleep until I patted music on my mattress next to my ear. That was my pacifier. That's what put me to sleep. I always have had this music running through me.
Did you listen to the blues from the very beginning?
Of course not. I was a Motown baby. Are you kidding? It's a very right. I was a Michael Jackson fan. You know, I listened to Motown, Stack Records. You know, that was my era. That's what my what would you call them? My friends and people of my age group listened to when I came up. You know, it wasn't quite. It was quite different than what Dad and BB King and Harlan Wolf and them went through as far as being on plantations. No, I come up in a whole different era.
Can I ask you about your relationship with your father when you were growing up?
You know, very, very, very little. Dad was what he told you all. He was a Rolling Stone. That's what he was. You know, he was a hoochie coochie man, and I've seen him some, and up to a certain age, and him and my mom they departed, and the rest is history. And it was sometimes I see him, and sometimes he would send me things I need. I never wanted for nothing, Marco. He would always make sure I had school clothes and everything I need except that dad love in the house. I got very little of that. So I was born and raised on the west side, and I started identifying to my neighborhood. I am a prodigy of my neighborhood, what I've seen in urban neighborhoods where I come from.
Can you talk about that neighborhood? Tell me what that neighborhood was like.
Well, it was normal to me, but to you or to someone else, it wasn't normal. I came out to my house, there were gunshots, loud noises, hustlers, players, um, people of the street. You know what I mean? That's when I open my front door. That's what I think.
So, when you grow up in an environment like that, I mean, what does that do to you? Like, how do you respond to that?
That give me the blues. See, I'm not just a person talking about they got some blues. I got the real blues. See, anybody can say I can play the blues, and more than likely they can, from the keter to the meter, from the beginning to the end. Well, do you have blues? Have you been through something? Don't know.
Did you get a chance to see your dad perform?
Oh, sure. Of course, I had a lot of chances to see that. But, Dad had no problem with me being his son. You got to remember, see, Dad was married when he had his children out of wedlock. All of us, Bill, Mercy, all of us was born out of wedlock because he was married to my stepmom, Geneva.
But I wonder, sorry, as a Motown baby, somebody who grew up with Motown music,
Mm-hmm.
what were your impressions of seeing your dad perform live?
And it was really not that telling to me. Remember, I was still a young person, and I was listening to the Temptations. So, but out of respect for my dad, I would do what everybody else would do, clap and cheer him on because he's my father. And then later on, I learned that the significance of him being that made me know exactly who he really was.
if I'm not mistaken, he bought you some drum sets as you were growing up.
Oh, he bought me drum sets. Yeah, almost every year. These little paper ones. You know, like I said, when I came here, all I did was have these beats coming in my soul, man, and I would tell Dad about it, and he would make sure I get drums every year. And when I tied him up and I got older, he's got me some real drums, and they'll last a year or two. Then yeah, I need another pair of drums, Dad, and he'd get me another pair of drums. Perfect dad on that side. Anything I thought I wanted, I got it.
Tell me about going to see Earth, Wind, and Fire and how it changed your life.
Who told you that? Who told you that, Tuck? Who told you that, Marco? Well, no, I was trying to be a drummer, at first, and I had a few small bands, and I was drumming, and I went to see an Earth, Fire, Wind, Fire concert, and I saw Verdell playing the bass, and that kind of changed me, and I wanted to play the bass. So I've been playing bass all my life privately, but not publicly. So I started writing by that bass. Every song you hear that's got my name stamped on it was invented by the bass first.
When did the blues connect with you?
From the day I got here. You missed me, didn't you, Marco? From the day I was conceived.
No, no, you're a
Whether I
Motown baby.
professionally, yeah, yeah, but I mean, still, but what the Willie Dixon said it best. See, the blues is the root. Everything else is just the fruit. Everything came out the blues.
But when you were growing up, you were listening to Motown, you were listening to the Temptations, you're watching Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm not sure how much blues was in your catalog at that point, but at what point did you connect with the blues in a serious way?
It wasn't much. Well, but as time went on, I had a few groups on my own, and we tried to do cover other people's material. Like I used to try to sing the fantastic Tyrone Davis and Johnny Taylor stuff, Little Milton stuff. And strange thing, it all kept coming out like muddy waters. So I knew it was time to either get in where I fit in or just go sit down somewhere. So if God blessed me enough to have dad lungs, his style, then that's where I should be. I'm his firstborn son.
Hmm.
If Muddy had been a painter, I'd have been a painter. If he had been a construction worker, I'd have been a construction worker more than likely.
But was there a connection? Like, was there a moment where you just said, "This is what I want to pursue. This is what I want to follow"?
You- Well, Marco, I told you, I became a prodigy of my surroundings. So that alone is the blues, and that alone is the blues. I may come out and there may be a dead body around the corner. Somebody done died or killed or shot or whatever. So I lived it. That was the breaking point.
But at what point did you decide, okay, I'm going to pursue this in a serious way? This is what I want to do.
Well, I tell you, man. Just okay. If I can put it this way here, it's just don't. It just really like my record, Deep Mud. It doesn't have all that old kind of like blues on it. It has something I think for everybody. It has a little funk, a little R&B, a little soul. It's got shuffles on it. It has rumbas on it. It has a ballad on it. I get whatever come out of my heart. Whether it's blues, music, whatever you want to name it, it is I am who I am, so to speak.
Can I ask you how difficult was that? I mean, to have the Muddy Waters name, to be part of his family, to be the firstborn, I would presume there are advantages and disadvantages to that. But when you decide that you want to
Absolutely.
pursue that,
Oh,
how was it an advantage or a disadvantage?
well, definitely wasn't a disadvantage because people from all walks of life loved Dad, loved his music. From here to Russia to Japan, I've been to all of it, and they love Muddy Waters.
Hmm.
So in that sense, it was okay. But in the other hand, we had a Muddy Waters already, and them some big shoes to fill. So but again, I couldn't sing Little Milton songs. I couldn't sing Chuck Berry songs. You know, so again, most girls marks their mother, and most guys mark our fathers.
When did you start singing?
All my life, Marco, all my life. I told you I had to go to sleep by banging music against my ear on the mattress. All my life, I was born in the blues, man. All my life, it just came out blues. But music has been a part of me since the beginning. I could have probably went. I could have probably went rapping. I probably could have went to some other form of music. But like I said, I kept sounding like Dad. So I started writing blues songs. Like I may not be the man you with, but I know I'm the man you miss. And that's pretty much it.
So you decide to pursue this. You start playing, I presume, in bars in Chicago. How were you received?
A few on the west side of Chicago, never on the south side. I was always a west side guy. I played blues west side, and my first professional mic was a young lady named Mary Mary Lane, blues lady. I don't know if you ever heard of her. Mary Lane. She's 80 something now, but she was kind of like the first one to push me to a professional mic. She heard me doing something, and she said, I closed my eyes and I thought Muddy Waters was in the house. And that's kind of pretty much it. Uh,
Is that a burden?
it is a double-edged sword. Sometimes, it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes it all depends. It all depends. You have different blues people now. You have some people that still believe in that good Chicago blues what Dad set up. Then you have some people who's trying to move towards eliminate the real Chicago blues. They're trying to. But I don't know if they're trying to do it, but they're trying to bury where it all started at. You know, there were no rock blues here. No. This is straight Chicago blues the way it was done by our ancestors.
So I know that I've talked many times about West Side and South Side Chicago, but tell me when you specified that you played the West Side, not the South Side, what's the difference to you?
Well, one thing, the South Side is way bigger than the West Side. The crime rates are the same, probably, but one is bigger than the other, which means it's more of trying to prove yourself and not be proved. If you get my
Hmm.
drift. So, but it's no different, especially in urban neighborhoods. It's just no different.
And then you start playing in the West Side. At that point, what are your goals? What are you thinking you want to accomplish as a musician?
I only knew one thing, that I wanted to be a musician, and I wanted to be a part of my father's legacy. You know, I want to leave something behind good. It's easy to leave something bad behind, but it's nice to leave something good behind.
Can you define that? What that might be?
My music,
Okay.
yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah. As rough as I was brought up, Marco, that's all I would have had. It's good to leave something good behind, and for me to be my music, way after I'm gone, perhaps, hopefully, you know.
You do this. How quickly are you comfortable being a blues musician? Because you weren't doing this before. Before you made that decision, you were doing other things.
When I wasn't doing music, I drove tractor trailers, I drove big rigs, but even in them, I sung driving to destinations, and I sung driving back to destinations. I sung in my household, and then Dad was still here. Muddy Waters didn't need no help.
But it's a very different life from driving. I mean, in a way, you're on the road and you're seeing different places. But tell me about that adjustment to becoming a blues musician, or a musician. Period. From being a truck driver, it's a different world, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but your calling is your calling. It don't matter, when or where. You could be 8 to 80. When it calls you, you have to answer what you was born here to do, what you do best.
Did anything surprise you about the new lifestyle?
Yeah, well, I say it's been a double-edged sword, and some people is like, hey, well, we had one what it was, won't be another, this that, but we already know that, and no one crazy. But as my birthright, I think I have a right to certain things of my father's. If you strip me of that, you strip me of everything.
I just wonder at what point do you become comfortable in that new role?
I've been comfortable from day one, Marco. I don't get butterflies. I was born to do this. I don't I don't get nervous. I don't get nervous. Don't ask me why. It's just part of the gift I got. I don't get butterflies. I'm ready.
So, did you feel like from the first album, from the very get go, you were ready as a musician?
I was ready before that, but just didn't have opportunities. Like Prince or anybody else or Michael Jackson's and them, whoever else. They didn't have a chance. And then when they got the chance, the world saw and heard.
Tell me, what's the thing that you love the most about being a musician?
Me personally, I love the freedom of being my own boss, to be honest with you. I love being able to say yay or nay to something, especially at my age, Marco. You know, that I can say, no, I don't think that's enough money, or no, I think I don't feel like traveling that far. I've been to Australia several times. And I could say, no, being my own boss is such a freedom for me now at my stage, you know.
And tell me about songwriting. Where does that come from?
Um, Everyday life, things happen in my life, things that may have happened in your life, things that may have happened in people's lives. We're all human. We all one, whether what color you are, your walk of life. We all one being.
But how did it begin? How did songwriting begin for you?
Songwriting began with me with the older I got, the more professional I got, the more uh, I wanted to write my own songs because I've learned from dad and different people that when you own your own songs, they belong to you. No one can live off of them, or even my great great grandkids, but me. And that's the way it should be. Songs are like babies.
In most of the albums, you do at least two songs of your dad's. Is that an easy selection to make?
Always will. Oh no, anything, yeah, anything about dad, yeah. I put the work in.
Explain that to me. Tell me what you mean by putting in the work in.
I take a listen at it a few times, and then it naturally comes. I don't, you know, I tell you, when I first started doing that stuff, I used to write. I used to write it down. I had a recorder. I would stop, write down what he said, go. Never looked at no films, but just the recording. What he's saying was important. I had the rhythm and I had the vocals and I had everything else, but I needed to know what he was saying in order to put the feeling behind it some. And when I learned that, once I learned the lyrics, it's just once I hear the music, because I'm a musician by birth, let's go. I was ready.
Tell me about the new album, Deep Mud. Tell me where it comes from and the process of putting this together.
Yeah, Deep Mud started, man, almost 2 years ago when I started writing songs and trying to come up with a new album for my family and fans and friends. And Deep Mud came about. I started penmanshiping those, and then hey, I couldn't have done it without the band I got. They were fantastic. So it does take a bunch of great guys, man, a bunch of great musicians, some of the best of the best, to pull it off. Plus, I had a young man named Studebaker John, who's in the studio helping me produce this album, and he has a great ear. He has a fantastic. I only met one other person have an ear like John, and that was Ronnie Baker Brooks. we were in a studio recording, just for example, and Ronnie Brooks knew that the guy's guitar was not in tune. He wasn't even plugged up. He was in a whole different booth. And Studio Big John's the same way, man. He can tell a note off. If it's off, he's not going to use it. So,
So, one of the things that you and I have in common, it's an unfortunate thing, but we both lost our mothers this year.
oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So, I think in the same month, in the month of March this year. And I know that you wrote a beautiful song for her, A Dream Walking. Tell me about that song.
Yes. Oh, very hard song to sing and to write. To be frank with you, without getting emotional, and a lot of stop and goes. I started writing that song the day they told my mother, and I thought it was unprofessional till I found out why. They told her we was all around her bed, and they told her that there wasn't nothing else they could do for her. Can you imagine that? Somebody telling you that. If I'm gonna die, don't tell me. Let me die. Because you telling me that is gonna help kill me.
Hmm.
Just let me go. Do not tell me nothing about, I got 3 days, you got 20 minutes. No, just let me go. And they told her that, man, and my mother looked up at me, straight at me, and said, do he mean I'm going to die? I've never seen such fear as I saw in her face, man. It's really heart wrenching.
Hmm.
Of course, I had to respond to her and tell her, mother, you don't know you're talking about God at the last call. So I finally took the doctor out in the hallway and asked him, I don't know how true it is, why did he have to tell her that? And he told me by law they had to.
Right.
So I started writing that song, Dream Walking, when they told me that. I came home and started writing and playing the bass and come up with the melodies and after she passed, I went took it to the studio. It was the last song we did. I brought it in the studios and it was past hard to only sing it without breaking it down. So, but we got it done. It's on the album. I brought in some great players on it. So,
I wonder, because this is weird. This has happened. This recently happened to me, but I wonder if you've seen her in your dreams.
not like I want to, Marco. I've seen a couple things that's kind of like reflecting to her, but not directly.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Nothing directly. What I want, I just want to see was she okay. You know, maybe I was asking too much, but I mean, 'cause dying, we all gotta go. But I just wanted to know that when we do go, that we okay. No one's hurting her. No harm's coming to her. She's resting, and that's it. And I haven't got that yet.
Can you tell me? I know she was very close to you, and I think she inspired you, and she was a big guiding light to you. Tell me a little bit about her.
Oh, well, I don't know, it's too much to tell you. She was dad and mom. When Muddy wasn't there, or when Muddy left, she was my dad and my mom. She's the one who helped me up on my bicycle and told me, don't look down, just keep paddling. She was the one that I was playing in front of the house and scratched my knee. She would kiss it and put a bandage over it. What else can I say? And that's the only thing I miss from dad. I didn't get that throwing a football or baseball with him out in front of the house. My mom, you know, women can raise women, but do you know how hard it was for her to try to raise a man?
Hmm. But she also did have, like, you had seven uncles also helping her, correct?
Well, that's the only thing about saved me was the seven uncles. I can relate to guys, about girls and don't do this, don't do that. But she wouldn't know. Then I had three more siblings that she was trying to raise too. So it was pretty rough. I had twin brothers and I had a sister.
At this phase in your life, do you have goals?
My goal now is to just live as peaceful as I can until my time comes. That's my goal. I mean, I'm 71 now. I'm not counting myself off, but I could never imagine in 100 years that my mother was going to die. And reality is, she did, as well as me, as well as you,
Mm-hmm.
someday. So my goal is just to live comfortably as I can. Not rich. I don't need to be rich, but just comfortable and do what everybody else do when my time comes.
Have you changed after losing her? I mean, I think about this a lot. I think I have, but not fully yet. But in your mind, have you changed?
No, we still. Yes, no, it's still young, and just us talking about it, I'm getting emotional, Marco. Just so you know, and, no, it hasn't changed. I still goes around my home. I still can smell her. I still, I still run into different things she used to have, touch, use around my home. Because she stayed with me, and I took care of her, and I still have that. And people tell me, well, you need to just get out of there. And I'm not for sure if that's going to be it. I just think it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just takes time and more tears, and we'll heal, Marco, eventually.
Well, A Dream Walking is a beautiful song. So if it's a tribute to her, you've done very well.
Thank you. Very hard song to do, Marco, as you've heard it. Very hard song to do, man, without tearing up, man. Very hard.
Well, that's the thing that always amazes me is, I could be just doing my normal thing, and all of a sudden something will come up about my mom, and all of a sudden I could break down like that. Like without any
See,
warning.
oh,
And
I
it's
love
just
it because you going straight through what I'm going through, man. And people asking me, and it don't matter if you got a wife in the house. It don't matter if the childrens are in the house. When you get in that point, that moment or day, and she hit us, we have to we have to give.
yeah.
And I'll tear up in a minute. I'll tear up in a minute, man. I have to stand still. Sometimes I even want to scream. I mean, because it's mother. So
For sure.
I know
But it
exactly what.
also surprises me because sometimes it's such a minor thing and it just pops into my head and boom, like
Absolutely,
she's there.
absolutely. I've talked to several of my good friends who lost their mothers some years ago, and they just told me the same thing I'm telling you. Hey, it's going to take a little time, and I still have them sometimes. Her birthday was last month, Mud, and I went berserky, and that's just the bottom of what it is, Mark. Yeah.
What do you hope to achieve with this new album?
Get ready for the next one.
Have you started writing already?
I've already started, Michael. Yeah, I already started because, life is so short now, man. I want to leave whatever I can leave where I can leave it. You know, my dad wrote a song once. I don't know if he wrote it, but he recorded it. It's called "You Gotta Take Sick and Die One of These Days." All the money you can hide, all the jewelry you can buy, you still gotta take sick and die one of these days. And I just want to leave some of me behind when I'm gone.
I
Can't
wonder,
ask for no more.
I wonder when you decided to pursue being a blues musician, is it what you thought it would be? Are you where you thought you would be?
No, no, Marco. To be honest with you, no, no, it's not. But it's all I know. It's all I ever wanted. Was be a singer like my father. But it's nothing. It's not like it was when him and BB King and all them guys were playing for $50 and $25. But it's pretty much the same. Bluesmen will never get rich. We'll never get rich. We're the lowest on the totem pole. We're the smallest piece of pie, Marco. Rappers own ships and cars and boats and airplanes. I can barely pay my mortgage. I'm laughing. Where's the true story, Marco? They own islands, they own airplanes, private jets, Rolls Royces. Man, I got a shitty safari van out there. Don't you think something wrong with that?
Yes, but you pursued your dream.
Listen. I have to be buddy guy to get paid money. That just doesn't make sense to me. No offense, I love Buddy to death, but
Mhm.
it doesn't make sense to me, man. I try to book places myself, man. You know, they want to give me crumbs, man. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, here you go. I mean, hey, it's really discouraging, this business.
If we turn that around and tell me about, share with me one of the greatest moments you've had on stage.
Oh wow, I really don't. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't know, Marco. I've had so many. I really don't know. Just the privilege, man, of being able to represent Muddy Waters. My father is big moments for me, man. Great moments. It took me a little time because people didn't know who I was. They was, he's nothing to Muddy Waters. He's no kitten. They had no idea I was the firstborn son. You know, people tried to hide me, deny me. you know, and I tell you, here's the one. Here's the greatest one for me. They finally know that I'm Muddy Waters' firstborn son. I was the first one out the man, and that's over the moon for me. I don't need his money.
Like, was there a moment that you realized?
Yeah, it's been a couple moments. No, I always knew it. They didn't know it, or they didn't care. No, I always knew it. I always knew it, and Dad always knew it. But they got to remember. See, Dad was he was. I don't. How can you say this? He wasn't. He was married, but he slept around, man. Like all of them, all the blues man, Wolf, all of them had other girls somewhere they were going to be with. One woman at home, all of them. And like I said, all of my siblings are out of wedlock. Every one of them. My stepmother Geneva, she had two kids when she met Dad already, and they were Dad's stepchildren. But could none of them. She couldn't give any more babies. I was the firstborn boy.
But when was there a moment where you thought that people finally got you, who finally realized who you are as not Muddy's son, but as you as an artist?
I don't know. Tell me, Mark, am I there yet? Do I have to pay some more dues? You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I don't know, Michael. Do I have to keep paying dues? I put out 3 or 4 great albums. Do I have to still prove myself? What do I have to do? Give up an arm, a leg? What do I have to do, Marco?
But you've seen the world.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, from Russia to Argentina to China. I just got back from China last year. I did it, and it's strange. People in China didn't even speak English. And as soon as I started out with Mojo or Manish Boy, they screamed. They start screaming, you know. But I'm finally beginning to come around to that, and it was my mother's wish that everybody knew that I was the firstborn son of Muddy Waters because they tried to throw me under the bus, tried to push me to the side, tried to act like I wasn't here.
But I presume, I mean, you've made a name for yourself. I see you on festival billboards and advertising, and maybe not to the point that you're happy with.
Well, it just to me it comes down to the money. Like I said, I'm a senior citizen now, Marco, and my days are numbered. Our days are numbered, if you want to say that. And I don't have time to be treated like that, you know. And it's just so shame about the blues, man. Whatever blues players, man, you know, we don't have the luxury of other um, musicians have as far as taking care of ourselves. We got to struggle for every freaking penny.
Is there anything about the blues that you're optimistic about?
I mean, I'm doing it. I love it. I do it. I love, especially when I'm on stage. I love it. You know, I'll play for one person or 5,000 people. It doesn't matter to me. I love it. But the facts is the facts. The truth is the truth.
I get it. I hear you. Mud, it was a real pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for taking this time.
Thank you.
And you have a great new album. When is it coming out?
It's coming out tomorrow.
September 27th is when it's coming out.
26 tomorrow. My birthday is the 27th, and we're gonna have a show at Hey 90s in Arlington Heights. Nice little.
Oh, nice. A birthday CD release party.
Yes, absolutely. But the CD official release date is tomorrow. You can order it online anywhere and get it.
Yeah. And as I said, A Dream Walking is a beautiful song. There's a lot of nice songs on there. Good job.
You know what, Marco? You know that song is for you too, don't you?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Marco, that song is for me and you, or whoever else been lost someone that close to them, man. You
Right.
can relate to that. You're just as fresh as I am,
Thank you.
and I hope you see your mother in your dreams.
I actually did a couple weeks ago.
You did?
Yeah.
Lucky, did she talk to you?
She did. It wasn't like a big event, but she was there.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, there's mom. It was nice. It was a very nice thing to see.
I've been getting them, but I can't. I want to ask her, she okay? She never talks. She's always like in a shadow somewhere. I know she's there. I feel her presence, but never talk.
Well, I presume she will one day, and it'll be something special.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
appreciate that.
You take care.
All right. Thank you, sir.